Hi, I'm Wadleigh, and I'm going to guide you through a little Feldenkrais lesson. This lesson is one that Dr. Feldenkrais presented in his book, Awareness Through Movement. He calls it The Movement of the Eyes Organizes the Movement of the Body. He presented this lesson in a number of other contexts as well, which I think speaks to how highly he thought about the lesson in terms of a great example of how the eyes are important for organizing, differentiating, and integrating movement of your entire self. So I'm going to teach you a little bit abbreviated version of this lesson. I'm going to teach it sitting in a chair. So if you're on the internet, chances are you're sitting in a chair or you've got one near you, so you can do this lesson pretty easily. So to begin with, you want to select a chair that is like a dining chair, something that is a firm seat and a firm back. I'll be demonstrating the lesson, and I'll be doing it sitting on my table in my office. Something like that'll work, like a bench. Ideally, not something that's too cushy. But if you only have a couch or a bed or something like that, then you can make do with what you got. All right, so let's begin the lesson. Pause the recording, find a chair, and I'll meet you back here in a few moments. So let's begin. So please sit in your chair, sit back and relax, and feel your feet on the floor. Sense the pressure on the heels. Is there more weight on one heel? And sense your knees, sense the bend of your knees. And then sense the weight on your pelvis. So how's the weight distributed on your pelvis? And then bring your attention to the area of your lower back and sense the relationship of your lower back to the back of the chair. Gently move your attention up to the ribs, to either side of the spine, and sense how they make contact. Then bring your awareness to your shoulder blades, and just get a sense of how you're orienting your head and your face. Sense your arms. How are your arms resting? Are the hands on your thighs? Are they touching each other? And then let all that go and move to the front of your chair and stand up. And stand with your feet about hip width apart or so. And just begin to turn left and right. So the feet remain in place, and you turn the pelvis left and right. And so that turns the shoulders left and right. Let the arms hang like ropes. So as you turn to the left, the right arm moves in front of you to the left. And when you turn to the right, left arm moves in front of you to the right. Just continue like this a few times, going slowly, comfortably, letting the arms hang like ropes. Just make a gentle turning motion left and right. Your head also turns. Your head goes with the movement of the shoulders, turning left and right. And notice what happens with your eyes. What happens with your vision? So as you move, have your eyes open. And notice how the eyes move across the room. So when the eyes move across the room, do they catch on objects? Are there small stops along the way? Or they jump from one object to the next? So just notice and continue going left and right. Get a sense of how far you turn to the right comfortably and how far you turn to the left comfortably. Now continue turning like this and close your eyes. Close your eyes and notice, does it make a difference? Does the movement become smoother? Do you go further to the left or to the right? Is there an easier sense about it? Perhaps there's even a change in the speed of the movement. Open your eyes again and notice as the eyes move across the room. Again, are they catching on objects? And what does this do to the movement? Does it slow it down? Does it make it less smooth? Does it make it rougher? What sensations do you have in your neck? Then once again, close your eyes and continue going left and right like this. And get a sense of the change. Again, notice the speed. Notice the ease and the smoothness and the range of motion. All right, let that go. Sit back in your chair. So you may have noticed in this exploration that doing this movement with the eyes open, the eyes closed, there was maybe a pretty big difference. And having the eyes open, the eyes were catching on objects as you moved across the room. And as you did that, it caused some jerkiness, maybe in the neck, maybe the movement wasn't so smooth, or limited the range of motion. Then closing the eyes allowed the interference of the eyes to be removed and created a smoother, lighter, easier movement. So let's work with the eyes. Let's see what we can do to change this and make it easier and smoother with the eyes open. All right, so sit on your chair and come sit forward. Sit forward in your chair. And now bring your left arm out in front. So you can bring your left arm out in front at shoulder height and bend the elbow so the hand is more or less in front of your face. And pick a spot on your hand and look at it. So fix your eyes on that spot. Now begin to turn your shoulders, your arm, your head, with the eyes looking at the hand to the right, and then come back to the middle. And do that movement a number of times. Go slowly. Rest as you need to. If you get tired or fatigued, if your arm gets heavy, just stop and rest, and then come back to the movement. The right hand can rest on your thigh, or can rest on the chair next to you, or it can just hang. Your attention is on the left hand, looking at the left hand, slowly turning to the right and coming back to the middle, coming back to the middle each time. Then again, keeping your eyes on the hand, on that point on the hand, turning to the right, and slowly, and just go to the range that's comfortable for you. So don't go for any kind of stretch or strain. Work within a comfortable range. Now, next time you're turned to the right, stop and look over your hand and mark a spot in your environment so you have a reference point to compare back to how far you turned in the beginning of the lesson. And then come back to the middle, lower your arm, and rest a few moments in sitting. And now sit forward again and bring the right arm in front, same position as you had the left. So the right elbow is bent, the hand is in front of the face, the arm is at shoulder height. And pick a spot on the hand with your eyes, and then turn the arm, the shoulders, your head, with the eyes looking at the hand to the left a few times. Come back to the middle each time, then slowly turn to the left. And as you turn to the left, pay attention to how smooth the movement is. And breathe easily and comfortably as you do this. Just go within your comfortable range of motion, so don't go for any kind of stretching or straining. Just go to the left a few times. And next time you turn to the left, stop, look over the hand, and mark a spot in your environment on this side. And then bring everything back to the middle. Put your arm down, take a rest. As you rest, just sense yourself. Sense whatever subtle changes you may notice in your back, your breathing, chest. And sit forward again, please. And bring the left arm out in front, same position. Look at the hand and turn everything to the right and go as far as you can comfortably and remain there. And now turn the head and the eyes further to the right and then look back to the hand. So you remain turned to the right, and from this new position, You turn the head and the eyes further to the right and then back to the hand. It's as though you want to look over your right shoulder and then back to the hand. Pay attention to the movement of the eyes. There's a tendency for the eyes to want to perhaps move downward as you go to the right. So keep the eyes moving along the horizon in the direction of the right ear as you turn to the right and bring your head back to look at the hand. So do this movement slowly, gently, do it many times. That's good. Let that go. Bring everything back to the middle and bring your arm down and rest. And then sit forward again. Bring left arm in front. Look at the hand. Turn to the right as far as you can comfortably. Remain in this turned position. And now leave the head forward, oriented towards your hand. And move just the eyes to the right and back to the hand. So you remain in this turned position, and your head remains oriented towards your hand, and you move just the eyes to the right and back to the hand. Do this movement many times. When you move the eyes to the right, move them along the horizon so they move in the direction of the right ear. Then back to the hand. Take your time with this. Next time you're looking at the hand, bring everything back to the middle, lower the arm, and take a rest. And once again, sit forward, bring the left arm in front, look at the hand and turn everything to the right. Remain turned to the right. And now keep your eyes on the hand and turn your head further to the right. Keep your eyes on your hand and move your head further to the right. This can be a little tricky, separating the movement of the head and the eyes like this. So go slowly. Keeping the eyes on the hand is going to constrain the movement of the head to the right. Just make it a smaller, slower, gentler movement. And go slowly so you can really track what you're doing. To really sense the movement. And do this a number of times, going slowly and gently. And that's good. Let that go. Come back to the middle. Bring your arm down and rest. And then sit forward again. Bring the left arm in front. Look at the hand with the eyes. Turn everything to the right as far as you can comfortably. Look over the hand and notice if you've turned further than you did in the beginning of the lesson. Most likely you have. Good. Come back to the middle. Bring your arm down. Rest. As you rest, sense yourself, sense your face. Compare the two sides of your face, your shoulders, your chest. And then sit forward again and bring the right arm out in front. And look at the hand with the eyes. And turn everything to the left as far as you can comfortably. Remain in that turned position. And now close your eyes, and we're going to do some work in your imagination. We're going to use thought in order to create improvement in your turning. So in this position, imagine turning your head and your eyes further to the left. So just think the movement. In your imagination, just thinking the movement, turning your head and your eyes further to the left as though you want to look over your left shoulder. In your imagination, go slowly, go gently, and do it a number of times in your imagination. And that's good. Bring everything back to the middle. Bring your arm down and rest. Once again, bring the right arm in front. Look at the hand with your eyes. Turn everything to the left as far as you can comfortably. And now imagine moving just the eyes to the left. So your head remains oriented towards the hand. You imagine moving your eyes to the left, only your eyes, to the left and back to the hand, to the left and back to the hand, in your thought, just thinking the movement. Do that a few more times in your imagination. And that's good. Let that go. Bring everything back to the middle and stop and rest. Bring your right arm in front again and turn everything to the left as far as you can comfortably, looking at the hand. And again, close your eyes. And now imagine leaving the eyes resting on the hand and turning just your head to the left and back to the hand. Do that a number of times. The eyes remain on the hand. You imagine turning just your head to the left and back to the hand. Go slowly with this in your imagination, in your thought. And then bring everything back to the middle. Stop and rest. Once again, bring the right arm out in front. Look at the hand with your eyes. Turn everything to the left as far as you can comfortably. Look over the hand and notice if you turned further to the left than you did in the beginning of the lesson. And most likely you have. Just using the imagination, just working in thought, you've made great improvements. Maybe for some people, you've turned further to the left than you did to the right, having done actual work. Okay, bring everything back to the middle, stop and rest. Okay, so sit forward again. Bring your left arm out in front, as you've done before. The elbow is bent, the hand is in front of your face, out at shoulder height. And then turn your head, your shoulders, your eyes, everything to the right as far as you can comfortably, and stop. And now, from this new position, turn your head and your eyes to the left as though to look over your left shoulder. Do that movement a number of times. Do it slowly, do it gently. The eyeballs move into the left corners of the eye sockets. Your head goes to the left. You're turning to the left with the head. And bring your head and your eyes back to look at the hand. And then again, turn your head and your eyes to the left and back to the hand, as though to look over the left shoulder. As you do this movement, get a sense of what's happening in the pelvis, in the left hip, along the left side. Do this movement a few more times, slowly and gently. The next time you're oriented towards your hand, bring everything back to the middle, bring your arm down, and rest. And come sit forward again. Bring your left arm out in front. Turn everything to the right as far as you can comfortably. Remain in this turned position. And now turn your head and your eyes to the left and leave them there. Remain in that position with the head. Shoulders are turned to the right. Your head is turned to the left. And now close your right eye and move just your left eye further to the left and then forward again. Forward relative to your face. So many movements with the left eye, further to the left, then forward relative to your face, and then to the left. Do 5, 10 movements like this with the eye. As you do the movement with the eye, Pay attention to the sensations in your neck and along your spine. You may be able to find sensations related to the movement of the eye moving further to the left. And then let that go. Bring your head back to the right to meet the hand. Bring your shoulders and your head back to the front. Bring everything down and take a rest. And now, sit forward again. Bring your left arm in front. Look at the hand. Turn everything to the right as far as you can comfortably. Now turn your head and your eyes to the left. And now, in this new position, close your left eye and look with just the right eye further to the left. And then forward again relative to your face. Do this movement a number of times. And again, listen to the sensation in your neck, along your spine. Move the eye in the direction of your left ear. Okay, that's good. Bring your head back to the right to meet the hand. Bring everything back to the middle. Lower your arm and take a rest. And now sit forward again. Bring your left arm in front. Look at the hand with the eyes. Turn everything to the right as far as you can comfortably. Once again, look over the hand and find out if you've turned a little bit further. Perhaps you've gained a few more degrees in turning to the right. And if you want to do a few more movements just for your appreciation, for your ability to learn and change, go ahead and do that. Find out what's happening in the left hip as you make turns to the right. And then next time you're back in the middle, bring your arm down, sit back in your chair and take a rest. And now sit forward again and bring your right arm out in front. Look at the hand with your eyes. Turn your shoulders, your arm, your head, everything to the left, and remain turned to the left. And now do a few simple movements of turning your head and your eyes to the right as though to look over your right shoulder. And then back to this new front, to the left, to meet the hand. So the head and the eyes move back to the hand. Then turn the head and the eyes further to the right, then back to the hand. As you do this movement, sense what's happening along the back, into the right hip, in your neck. And next time you're looking at the hand, just bring everything back to the front, lower your arm, and take a rest. And then sit forward again. Bring your right arm out in front. Look at the hand. Turn the head, the arm, the shoulders to the left. Remain turned to the left. And now turn your head and your eyes to the right. Remain with your head and your eyes to the right. And now close your left eye and move just your right eye further to the right and back to the front being relative to your face. So move the right eye further to the right and back to the front. The eye to the right. Move it in the direction of your right ear. And that's good. Next time the eye is in front, bring your head and your eyes back to meet the hand over to the left. And then bring everything back to the middle and rest. And sit forward. Bring the right arm out in front. Look at the hand with the eyes. Turn everything to the left. Remain turned to the left. Now turn your head and your eyes to the right. Remain with your head turned to the right. And now close your right eye and look with just the left eye further to the right, moving the left eye in the direction of the right ear. As you make movements with the eye like this, sense into your neck. Listen for the sensations in your neck and along your back. And then next time the eye is forward, bring everything back to the left. So your head meets the hand over to the left. Then bring everything back to the front, lower your arm and take a rest. And then once again, sit forward. Bring your right arm out in front. Look at the hand. Turn everything to the left as far as you can comfortably. And look over the hand and find out if you've gained a few more degrees in your range of motion, turning to the left. Go ahead and do a few more movements for your pleasure, for your own satisfaction. As you do the movements, follow the sensations in the pelvis, in the back, in your neck. And that's good. Bring everything back to the middle, lower your arm, sit back, and take a nice rest. So sit back in your chair, rest, and just sense the changes in yourself. Sense your feet on the floor. Sense your knees, your hip joints. Sense how your pelvis is resting in the chair. Bring your attention to the area of your lower back, your ribs, your shoulder blades. Sense how your arms are resting. And sense your breath. And come sit forward again. And then come on up to stand. And stand with your feet spread comfortably, about hip width apart. And once again, come back to this movement of turning left and right. So the pelvis goes left and right. Shoulders go left and right. Arms are hanging like ropes. And turning left and right like this, get a sense of the ease of turning. Do your eyes move more easily across the room when you go to the left and when you go to the right? Might be a smoother transition across objects as you go to the right and you go to the left. Continue turning some more and close your eyes and get a sense of there's less of a change than there was in the beginning. The transition between the eyes open and the eyes closed is less dramatic. And then get a sense of how far you turn. And open the eyes again. And continue to look to the left as you turn to the left and look to the right as you turn to the right. And get a sense of how far you can look around behind yourself. Continue, and as you turn to the left, let the right heel lift. And as you turn to the right, let the left heel lift. And that's it. Continue a few more times, and then let that go. And just sense yourself in standing. Sense how your legs feel. Notice how you're orienting in your room or wherever you are. Or your eyes, they more out towards the horizon. And then walk around a little bit and look at things up close. If you have a window or you can go outside, look out into the distance. And just get a sense of how things look new, look refreshed. So thank you for joining me in this lesson. So we learned some interesting things in this lesson. So one is that the eyes can be very influential in terms of organizing the neck, the back, the shoulders, in fact, your entire movement. And we can use the eyes to create a better differentiation in the parts of ourselves and a better integration. The other thing that we learn is that our imagination is a powerful tool in facilitating our learning. So we use our imagination to help us improve ourselves, plan our movements, and do more of what we want to do in life. So I hope you've enjoyed this lesson, and thank you for joining me, and take care. Thanks.